Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a term that has been making the news headlines these days related to Kerala, that is called as Kallakadal in Kerala. So what is Kallakadal? What does it basically mean? And how does it differ from a similar phenomena that we most popularly know or most commonly know as tsunami? So we are going to discuss about in detail in this video about the Kallakadal and also how this phenomena comes into existence, how this weather system basically developed. So first of all, to talk about why this phenomena is in news. So very recently, hundreds of houses, especially in the coastal regions of Kerala, have been flooded due to the high sea waves, which are also called as the swell waves because of the high amount of water volume that these waves bring along the coastline. And the worst affected region in Kerala includes districts such as Alappi or Allappuzha. We have Kollam and Thiruvananthapuram. So if you look at the map of Kerala here, basically it is the southernmost region of Kerala where Thiruvananthapuram, which we know is the capital of Kerala. Then nearby also we have Kollam region and nearby we have Allappuzha. So these three are the worst affected district. Now taking note of the situation, the authorities have opened relief camps for the affected local communities, especially the fishermen communities who resides here, and such kind of flooding events that happens, which are also called as swell surge or Kallakadal in the local Malayalam language. So what is a Kallakadal? Now obviously if you look at the definition given by the INQUIS, that is the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Studies situated in Hyderabad, it says that Kallakadal is nothing but a kind of coastal flooding that happens during the pre-monsoon times, that is the months of April and May, by swell waves that are generated on the southwestern coast of India. Now Kallakadal basically is a Malayalam term, Malayalam word. So if we try to break it into two words, Kallan and Kadal, that is what this word is made up of, where Kallan in Malayalam means thief and Kadal means the sea. So basically it is a combination of two Malayalam words, Kallan and Kadal. So in the spoken languages, these words were combined and pronounced as Kallakadal, which basically means the ocean that arrives as a thief or a sudden arrival of ocean waves, we can say. 2012 was the year when this word, that is Kallakadal, was officially approved by the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO. Now what are the major causes of this particular coastal wave phenomena? So Kallakadal is basically caused by the waves that are formed by ocean swell, which are also called as swell surge. And ocean swells occurs not due to local winds, because you know that in the coastal areas, in the oceanic areas, due to the temperature and pressure difference between the land mass and the ocean surface, we have a continuous movement of sea breezes or land breezes. However, swell waves are not generated because of this kind of localized wind. Rather, these are the waves that develop due to the distant storm-like hurricanes, which are also called as tropical cyclones in the Indian Ocean, or even long period of fierce gale winds. Gale winds are such winds which are blowing at very high velocity and also blowing at gale force, or what we can call as the kind of burst of winds that happen over the ocean surface. So whenever such kind of storms, cyclonic storms or low pressure areas created over the ocean surface, huge energy transfer basically takes place from the atmosphere into the ocean. And this energy that is transferred from the movement of wind from the atmosphere into the ocean is then leads to the formation of the very high waves, which when reaches the coastal areas are called as swell surge or Kallakadal locally in Kerala. Now such waves can travel thousands of kilometers. That is how you can understand the amount of energy that is being transferred from atmosphere to the ocean, that the waves can travel thousands of kilometers from the point of their origin, or we can say from the storm center, until they strike the coastline or the shore region, and that is exactly what it is happening in this state of Kerala. If you look at the present scenario, present Kallakadal episode, and you try to find out where did this Kallakadal has originated, basically it is considered as a consequence of the strong winds that is currently blowing in the south part of the Indian Ocean, where an ocean swell is generated and the waves then travel north to reach the coast in 2 or 3 days. So if you take a look at the map of Indian Ocean, you can see this is Kerala coast, this is the equator, and it is in the southern part of Indian Ocean. Basically a low pressure system has been generated, which is causing a strong movement of the wind around these areas, and this strong movement of wind then causes the energy we transfer to the ocean waves and ocean surface, and then this ocean surface, on this ocean surface the waves move toward the southern part of India, that is toward the north. So a low atmospheric system has moved over the region from the South Atlantic Ocean. Now, as you know that the entire earth is divided into 5 major oceans. So we have Indian Ocean, largely between African continent and the Eurasian landmass. Then between African continent and South America, or Europe and North America, we have the Atlantic Ocean. So the southern Atlantic is considered to be the major source of this atmospheric disturbance, and from that this pressure system has reached to the area of southern Indian Ocean, that is almost 10,000 kilometers off the Indian coast. And that is how you can understand the kind of power, the kind of energy that these waves are bringing. So the arrival of the pressure system has resulted in strong winds, which led to the formation of swell waves of up to 11 meters in the height, which is very similar to the wave height that you might see in the tsunami cases. And these waves have been hitting the Kerala coast as well as the nearby Kerala. We know that we have almost 200 to 500 kilometers away from Kerala coast. We have an island group that is called as Lakshadweep Island Group. So these areas are also affected because of such episodes. Now, obviously, we have discussed right now that the wave height of Kallakadal may reach as high as what we see in tsunami. So whether these two are same phenomena or is there some differences between these, that is also we can try to understand. So again, Kallakadal came under the spotlight after the 2004. That is when for the first time in the northern Indian Ocean a significant tsunami was observed, and that killed more than 10,000 people, affecting countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand. Then you have Tamil Nadu coast of Kerala, Tamil Nadu coast of India, as well as Sri Lanka. Now Kallakadal is often mistaken to be tsunami. However, tsunami is a series of enormous waves that is not created by the transfer of energy from atmosphere. Rather, the tsunami waves are generated due to an underwater disturbance, which usually is associated with earthquakes occurring below or near the ocean. More precisely, if you look at the tsunami and the development of tsunami, these are largely caused due to disturbance that happens at the bed of the ocean or the bottom of the ocean. Because in oceans also we have the water part, and this water part of the ocean is resting above the land surface. So any of these 4 disturbances, the most common of these are earthquakes, or you have volcanic eruption, volcanism, or we can have landslides, because the ocean bottom is also made up of large number of sea mountains, as well as sometimes meteoritic impact. All of these can trigger disturbances in the ocean bed, which can result into the development and propagation of tsunami. So while talking about tsunami, let us try to understand by which mechanism tsunami waves are developed here. So as we can see, this is the ocean bed. So the kind of disturbance that might trigger disturbance in the ocean bed, for example, let us say it is earthquake. Due to this, what happens that suddenly the ocean bed moves in upward and downward direction by few meters. This sudden upward and downward direction of ocean bed few meters causes a massive disturbance in the ocean water that is resting above it. Now this massive disturbance then causes a vertical oscillation in the ocean water, and this vertical oscillation in the ocean water creates a fresh set of waves which comes out in the form of ripples, and these ripple like waves then travel all around this disturbed area before reaching the coast. Now if you look at this image clearly, what you see is that the waves are being generated, let us say somewhere here, and then these waves move at very fast speed, almost 500 to 800 kilometers per hour speed. But as this wave moves toward the coast, what we see is happening is the amplitude of the wave or the wave height keeps on rising, the wavelength keeps on getting reduced, and that we can see from here actually. The wavelength refers to the length between two crests or two trough of the wave, while wave height or wave amplitude refers to the height of the wave. Now as the wave reaches toward the coast, what happens is the depth of the ocean becomes shallower and shallower. This causes the energy to vibrate more violently in the vertical fashion. Also, as the ocean's bottom here is very close to the wave height, this causes the frictional forces to be applied on the opposite side of the wave movement. That also triggers a kind of upward resistance and causes the wave to rise further upward. So by the time the wave reaches the coast, it can be as high as 30 feet to 30 meters an average, while the point of generation, the wave height can be as low as 1 to 2 meters. So that is how we can understand the tsunami works. Now what is the forecast if we talk about of the present episode. So the swell surge is likely to continue impacting Kerala and other western coast regions of country for the next 2 days at least before they gradually weaken, because once the low pressure areas start to weaken, the wind speed will reduce, and as the wind speed reduces, the energy transfer that is happening from atmosphere to ocean will also dissipate, and thus the waves will also weaken. Now, INQUIS has stated high waves will move to the Tamil Nadu coast also by the Tuesday night, and it has alerted people in coastal areas who are vulnerable to sea erosion to take precautionary steps and ensure the safety of the fishing vessels also. So that is all about this particular video. I hope you understood about the concept Kallakadal. Thank you very much.